Hello everybody, this is Robin, and welcome back to my second part of Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut. Um, Last time when we played, we were with our friend Monica, we started a run, and shit hit the fan. Monica ended up dying, and we barely managed to get out alive. Now, our objective is to go out, find this Green Winters who supposedly hired Monica, and find out what he knew about the run before he sent us in there, because it feels like a setup right now. So, I guess this looks like the time where we get to talk to our team. I said last time that I had played a little bit of this game before I started recording. This is as far as I got. This is all new territory for me. So, let's meet our team. Let's talk to them after the events of Monica's passing. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there is still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Krieg, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing. We've got a fallen comrade to drink to. We're gonna have a drink, so these bottom three options down here, no. I'm not gonna drink to revenge, even if I'm a big broody troll that punches people in their faces. We're gonna take the bottle and we're gonna toast to Monica. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Krieg. What made you choose to come to Berlin? A chance to build a backstory, I guess, a little bit anyways. So we're going to actually do this. We're not just going to leave and do nothing. So, had my reasons. These are all pretty vague. So what do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years. Successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. Time for a change. Ooh, betrayal. Ooh, betrayal adds so much depth and backstory to a character. I wonder if the game will actually have, like, a story arc, or if it'll add a character or add any sequence of events if I have a betrayal in there. I'm gonna go with that one. Just because I'm curious to see if anything throughout the game pops up because I have a betrayal in my background. That would be really cool. I highly doubt it, but it would be super cool if it did. Ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sorts of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. I know the feeling. I tried to make an answer for her, but he got away. Right there with you. I ventilated him before I left Roarplex. There was extenuating circumstances. If he didn't do what he did, no, I've ventilated the son of a bitch before I left the Roarplex. I don't care about extenuating circumstances. If someone betrays me, I'm gonna beat him up. Dietrich raises the bottle in salute, then takes another swig. The bastard deserved no less. In your position, I'd have done the same thing. So, after all this went down, you decided to bail out of the Roarplex and head to Berlin? Am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much left for me in the Roarplex, and Monica made me a hell of an offer. Ah yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After a moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back in the day, but she was pretty coy about these things. Are you always this inquisitive? Yeah, I suppose. My life's no book, so I guess I just sort of figured that everyone else's will be too. So how about it? Will you fill me in? Business associates, friends. Ooh, we were close. That's right. Dietrich nods. Figured as much. Not from anything you or Monica said. I just had a suspicion. Well, anyway, good on you both. Dietrich raises his bottle to you in salute. She was a wonderful woman, and I hope that your time together was happy. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. Dietrich takes a final pull from the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. This is so sad. I only knew her for like an hour, if that. But it's so sad. Ooh, Dante? What is this? Looks like a frickin' tiger. As you start towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog. That is a very large dog. Thank you. That is a very, very large dog. An enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. Like I said, big dog. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Ah, shit, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept. He closes his eyes. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. That's a dog. We are not going to ignore the dog or brush him aside. We're just going to scratch him behind his ears, give him a little love. Dante leans into you, looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Krieg. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altog, my friend. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. That was very bad reading. He stares at the floor, and now I think we should all take a moment. His lips tighten. For Monica. Oh, there's a lot of sadness in this room. I don't much care for this room right now. That's a lot of sadness. That's an awful. Oh, he's gonna follow me, sort of. And then we're going here, and we go from sadness to anger because, you know, Iger really likes us. By the way, I did look it up. It is technically pronounced Iger, so from here on out, that is how I'm going to pronounce that name. Because it is the right way to pronounce that name. And bouncing back and forth between Iger and Eager is just confusing and weird. Anyways, Iger glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I could do for you, fearless leader? Apologize. Talk about Monica. Apologize for the outburst in front of the rest of the team. Oh, we need to talk about Monica. You still blame me for that. We need to clear the air here. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Krieg. One of these days, we're going to hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Fair enough, but before I go, I have something else to say. Spit it out then. Let's hear it. You're wrong about me, Iger. I intend to prove that to you. She stares at you for a moment, then looks away. Best of luck with that, Krieg. Now please, leave me alone. Not just yet. You still owe me an apology. No, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna be confrontational about it. I still need to win her trust. I need her to like me and realize that I didn't mess this up. Alright, Iger, but this conversation isn't over. It is for now, fearless leader. She turns away. Do us both a favor. Take a hint and go away. I may be dumb and not very charismatic, but I do know, I am going to go with I know well enough to when to make friends and when not to make friends. It's just not very good at, hacking and stuff like that. Gloria is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Gloria is rocking a heavy load out of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Gloria's cyberware is first generation. All of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Why is she rocking old cyberware? That's weird. Krieg. Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as ever. Can I help you? How are you holding up? That seems like a very good question to start with. Don't worry about me. I'm solid. You look like you're a million miles away. You better be. Flaking on the job, you're gonna have more problems. Definitely not going with the middle one there, but you sure? You look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you when it counts. Right now, it doesn't. Any thoughts on what we should do next? That seems like a very silly question. We should go find out who hired us, why they hired us, and if we need to, beat them up. But we're going to ask her anyways. Find our missing client, extract some answers. Like I said, I told you, I knew she was going to say that. Beyond that, find another Decker. Monica won't be easy to replace, but start looking now. I don't think she's going to answer any personal questions. See, not big on sharing personal reasons, you understand, I'm sure. The edge in her voice tells you that she's not interested in continuing this conversation. She's kind of easy to tell what she's going to say. She's kind of very easy to tell what she's going to say. Of course, we all have our secrets, but if you ever want to talk, I'm here. And equip stash. We don't have anything other than what's on us, so we don't need that. Oh, this is probably Monica's room. I'm a leave. I don't know if you guys can hear the footsteps I'm making right now, but they're very loud and very heavy. I mean, it makes sense because I'm a troll, but gee whiz, they're so loud. So loud. Alright, let's see. Well, down here is where we need to go. It's Holly? Holly, we're just going to call her Holly. We got Holly. Lane. You know what, we're just gonna get on the trail of this, figure out who hired Monica, who Mr. Green Winters is, and we're gonna go from there. This is different. Like last time I couldn't just walk into shops like the Talismonger's shop over here. That wasn't in Shadowrun Returns, so this is cool. Dante followed me into the street. That is okay. Cool. I guess I don't know if he's gonna follow me forever, but I have a little companion now. That's cool. It's all cool. Cafe Sesve. I probably butchered the tar out of that word, but menu board. We're just gonna go talk to Altug, because that's who we need to talk to. Find out who. Talk to him. There we go. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante! I'll fetch his water dish, and perhaps a coffee for our friend here. Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I am always happy to provide. It tells me you're developing the menu of a friend of his, Herr Winters. Catering, I don't follow. No, I understand what this is. We're not that dumb. Paul is always pleased to send business your way. He is hoping you could discuss some of the details of his Green Winter's order with me. Yeah, we're good with that one. Paul is always pleased to send business your way, Herr Burkazi. He was hoping you could discuss some of the details of his Green Winter's order with me. The coffee shop owner offers you a smile. Of course, of course. Herr Amsel is too kind. Burkazi turns his head and calls into the back room. Kami, come! A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Burkazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, then hurries back into the room that she just came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a very busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed to even ask, but I'd be most appreciative of your help. Of course it's no trouble. I'm not your errand boy. I get paid to do a job. What is this trifle? What do you need me to do? Altug's voice lowers to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I have installed a number of data taps into Berlin's fiber optic network as part of my civic duty. You understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all those who live in the Cruise Bazaar. In order to maintain their, how do I say it, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. Simple enough, no catch. That's it. No catch. There is no catch, I assure you. It is time-consuming and a bit tedious, nothing more. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around the neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time you return, I should have the information Herr Amsel requested. Alright, I guess it's just kind of an excuse to get out and explore the streets a little bit, I guess. We can do that, no problem. I'm guessing this is the data tap he's talking about since it says reset data tap. That seems like a pretty good indicator. Data taps is now reset. Okie dokie. That's all I need. Okay, nothing fancy. Go in, push a button. Got it. The U-Bahn platform down here. Got a dancing lady. You know what? I'm out and about. Let's talk to people. Let's talk to this Lane. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by 2 vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. I haven't been here long. I should hope so. If you know Monica. Sure, I know Monica. You're one of hers, then. There's something you should know about Monica. Something happened to her on the run. You know something about it? Just what my eyes and ears tell me. I had a feeling. Besides, Monica almost always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue. And now here you are in her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? She's dead. She's dead, Jim. She's dead. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetics complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'm Krieg, by the way. Good to meet you, Krieg. Name's Oleski Lane. What do you do around here, Mr. Lane? Ache and groan, mostly. and try not to be a bother. I'll leave you be. Who are you? Why did a bubble pop up over your head? Samuel Beckenbauer? At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, brother troll. Is there something I can do for you? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it you run a charity of some sort. I did not overhear anything, but that's how I continue the conversation, so here we go. He nods. Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as... He clears his throat, then begins to count off on his fingers. In the past several years, I have established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the Cruise Bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man can do. Even a determined man can accomplish. It says volunteer worker, so I guess the other orc. Is that an orc? It looks like an orc from here. I'm guessing it's this person, and she kind of looks... And it's a she. It looks like an orc to me anyways. This is true. He nods to the orc at his side. I see. I just had to wait for the game. It would tell me what I was looking for. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the Cruise Bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear that she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you a good day. I don't wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. Apparently I can't read. But anyways, you don't want to sound self-important or rude, but you kind of sound a little self-important there. Just saying. Are you accepting donations? I need to be on my way. 15 assorted orcs and trolls. Does that mean that other races aren't welcome within your organization? Click. That's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it is true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. I hire only goblinoids because of mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orcs and trolls of the Cruise Bazaar deserve a workplace where they can be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away, regardless of that person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Isn't that what's most important? Your use of exclusionary language is telling. Even humans are allowed. Because I get special things because I'm I'm not an orc, but because I'm a troll. I don't remember that. Well, I was a human last time, so that would be why I don't remember that in Shadowrun Returns. I believe that giving our people... I agree that giving our people a sense of pride is important, but this isn't the right way of going about it. I'm with you. If there were more places out there that did what you're doing, there'd be less need for for people like me to run the shadows. I'll reserve judgment. You're helping people, and that's what's important. It is. I agree with what you're doing here. You're filling a vital need to the community. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm with you. If there were more places out there that did what you're doing, there'd be less need for people like me to run the shadows. He offers you a slight smile and nods. It's gratifying to hear you say it. I am glad to have you on our side. Now, is there anything else that I can help you with? I need to get going. Let's go turn on the rest of these. Excuse me. Apparently this water is going right through me. But anyways, looking for these power panels. I thought this said Zach Fish for a second. Zach Flash. Okay. Semi. We're just gonna turn on these. I already forgot what they're called. Data taps. There's a phone booth with a ringing phone. That. Okay. That seems like an old cliche, but okay. Let's see what this ringing phone does for us. It's an old, obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. This is straight up this is just weird. Like, why is there a phone booth? There shouldn't be phone booths in 2054 when the world is set up like this. And like, what comic book do they pull up someone calling a phone booth to get a hold of somebody? Anyways, I'll pick up the receiver. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. The shock Welland. That's that seems like 3 words put together. But the shock Wellenritter's contact for this Kais is no more. Krieg is listed as a follow-up contact. Excuse me? That's my name. Why is my name on there? This is our only secured line to the Kais. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Who the shock Wellenritter? Continue listening. Have the wrong guy. Who are you? Who are you? I'm going with who are you? We is fighting for the freedom, and yes, I realize what I said, and liberty of information in Berlin. The F state manages many things, but information remains controlled. Oh, the Flux state. Cool. We get to deal with the Flux state. I don't know about you yet. So let's see what they tell us about themselves. Corporations keep any information they can under lock and key, silencing dissent, silencing indiscretions, silencing the truth. Our goal is to liberate this information so that any who wish to may access it. And so the F state can regulate itself based on truth. We are simply a collective of like-minded individuals working towards this cause. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one you may find a request posted for specific information. That explains the phone booths. They are put there on purpose by a secret organization. That's, of course, why wouldn't they do that? Anyways, if you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it into the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. The line goes silent. I'm just gonna hang up now. I don't know how I feel about the Flux state. I don't really feel like I know enough about the Flux state. They seem like a group of anarchists. And as much as I love, and Krieg, whose name means war, loves fighting and stuff, we're just not. Like, why? Why would we? So the statue seemed kind of useless. That's good to know. We still need to find one of these data taps. You know what? Hi, Semi. Who are you? Warming herself in the dim light of the dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior. She says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see them. Seven what? What do you have to care for? You're high as a kite, aren't you? I wasn't aware of any convent or church nearby. Okay, yeah, we're going with the bottom one. Seven what? The captain's children. The Mother Superior says there are seven. She says I'm to be governess of the children. Okay, I am getting a huge Sound of Music vibe right now. A governess to the captain who happens to have seven children. Yeah, sounds like the Sound of Music. And she's from a oh my gosh, this is 100% the Sound of Music right now. 100%. This is awesome. I'm sorry. That's not a very... Anyways, you notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and a number of better-than-life virtual constructs. BTL, better than life. I need money to get back to them. This story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp. It is. She has a BTL for the Sound of Music. That is awesome to me. I grew up with Sound of Music. I love it. I love this. This is awesome. Captain Von Trapp is very well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife, and the children lost their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen the captain? She's in her own little world, so I'm just going to walk away. But I personally love the fact they threw in Sound of Music in here. And there's the last data tap. Trap. Tap. Tap, trap. Tap, trap. Oh, what? As you are resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small handmade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. What could possibly go wrong from just putting something in my ear? But here we go. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out two distinct voices. A nasal woman who sounds like a very heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard Monica. Need to verify. I'm assuming that's static, and that's all I'm going to do for now. Good for us. Well, continue listening, because we got to figure out what that's all about. A sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of the machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Static. Think our next step. Static. Wait. Isn't ready to make a move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more important, maybe? More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning everything else out. A bell rings loudly again and again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag. How may I help you? Silence. Her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Silence. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. Silence. What do you think I am? An idiot? The council needs to meet again. Silence. I know. Getting everyone into the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Cruise Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Silence. Ja. I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. You hear the sound of a door opening again, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. You can't make out anything more. What? I don't... What? So someone... Did someone? It sounds almost like someone wanted to have her murdered, or at least they're very happy that she's dead. All right, let's go figure out what in the heck is going on. I'll explore these streets later, but excuse me, I have hiccups. But I really want to know what's going on right now. This is strange. Hey, Altug, what's going on? Any insight? The man behind the counter has the broad smile and open demeanor of a classic Turkish street vendor. Welcome, honored effendom. Welcome, and how can Berkazi serve you today? You would like a cup of coffee, perhaps? I have finished your little trifle. Very good. I assume you had no difficulties. No. But one of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I would be surprised if they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here, friend, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle always says. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more. I listened in on the tap and heard something. Might be important. He eyes you closely, amused. Oh ho, do tell. Oh, listener at keyholes, I like that. What did you hear on the surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man seemed to be pleased Monica was out of the picture. Yes, I want to know why. His face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. These two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to decide if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I will have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. I am very interested in this, so yeah, let me know what's going on. With that out of the way, let's return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out to the counter. Excuse me, I just need a moment to drink some water. The menu for Herr Amsel, uncle. Kami hands you a folded piece of paper inside a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schäffer must have hit him hard. Berkazi gives Kami a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. He frowned. Few know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information Herr Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Yep. So, hey, Paul. Hey, Paulie. What do we know? To the safe house. Oh, look, everyone's here. It's like they were waiting for me. Krieg! Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yes, I spoke to Altug. He gave me his memory stick. This memory stick. Let us see what his agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into the computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus, and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flit back and forth. Berkazi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in a cesspool of keys called Dragonkep. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonfall. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside of the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Iger slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Iger. Amsel raises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Krieg is the right choice to lead the team. There's a long pause before Iger speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake the decision for a reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put a rookie in charge? Again? She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Krieg is the reason we're still alive, Iger. I almost called her Eager. He kept us together. He let us out of there in one piece, making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts a hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Her voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her voice contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter. The mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on Shadowrun. Dietrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We may have a history of strong political views. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Krieg, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather he take the lead, I'll abide by that. But I want to hear each of you say it. You already have. You just weren't listening. Give it a rest. This is a waste of time. We should be looking for Green Winters. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest, hard. What is with you and poking me in the chest? I do not like that. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Krieg saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, that means I follow his lead a while longer. Gloria's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment, therefore I trust in Krieg's judgment. The decision is finished, Iger. Dang it, I said I wouldn't do that. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Krieg will take Monica's place as leader of this team. Sea Vision's done. We're in over our heads, but whatever we stumble into tonight, I'll see us through it. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. Including taking your advice, Iger. Running the shadows is simple. Work, survive, get paid. I plan to keep us alive long enough to find a payday at the end of this tunnel. Great. Hey, Iger, could you... No, I don't think that would earn me very many brownie points from her. Let's see, what do we want to go with? I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. We're going with that one. She gives you a small nod. small nod. That's big of you. She looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down at Dante. Then she sighs. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. She nods again, more decisively this time. Krieg takes lead. Conversation closed. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed, I have transferred the information that we've received from Altug to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, Krieg. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Amsel turns his attention away from you back to the computer screen. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Doppenkip. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster. Thanks, Iger. The U-Bahn it is. We're gonna work with Iger. We're not gonna be abrasive and standoffish with her. We're gonna work with her. I think that's best. Iger nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you will be able to choose which members of your team to bring, and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll automatically be extracted for emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Docks office in the Cruz Bazaar. Okay, well this seems to... It works similarly to the last one, but in the last game, like, you had this pool of people that you didn't even know that you could pull from. I'm kind of hoping that this time I will be able to just pull the people I know, because just having friends and consistent runners, having consistent runners, just, it feels like what would happen in real life, you know. I say real life because, you know, Shadowrun is totally a real thing, but if you run with the same group of people, you get to know each other, you get to know how everyone works, how everyone thinks, you just start to click the more and more you guys work together. So it just makes sense to run with the same group of people over and over again, instead of what Shadowrun Return did, which was you hired a group of people to come with you. So you didn't even know them, you didn't even know who they were, but you were all there for the same thing, and that was just to get paid. So hopefully what I'm hoping for is that this time I'll be able to take, you know, Iger, Dietrich, who is standing roughly here, and Glory, and just go with them. And maybe I'll find some more people along the way, and hopefully find a decker, because I need one of those, because no one here has that kind of is good at decking. Alright, so we are going to investigate this computer, your workstation and mission computer, the command center for your team's operations, and your last link to the memory of Monica Schäffer. Her thoughts and words live on in the machine. At times, it's easy to forget that she's gone. Is it? I mean, we just lost her. I feel like it's very much still there. Like, I'm pretty certain we still very much feel the effects of her death. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have 0 unread messages. We don't have any new messages. Do we have any old ones? The screen flickers to life and Monica's face appears. Her hands are on her hips and she's wearing a wry smile. Hey Ace, if you're reading this, that means I've either died or stepped down. Hopefully the latter, but probably the former. Not many Shadowrunners make it to retirement age. In any case, I'm sure that you'll do a fine job in the role. I'm assuming the leader. If you need anything, talk to Paul. He's a good man, and he knows how important it is to me that you take my plates. One last thing, Ace. Iger might cause you some problems, In fact, I think it's a fair bet that she's already has. Just remember, she brings something to this team that nobody else does. You'll want her on your side. My advice to you is this. Hold your own with her. If she pushes you, push back. Don't try to butter her up with flattery. She'll see right through it. Most of all, do what you can to earn her respect. She'll never be satisfied following you if you don't give her a better reason to than because Monica said so. I have faith in you, Ace. It's up to you to justify that faith. She half turns away from the camera, then returns her attention to you. The image is uncannily lifelike. Oh, and by the way, Ace, if you botch this, I'm coming back and haunting your ass. I mean that. Aww. So she planned on this as a failsafe. The message ends, and the image fades. You find yourself back at your inbox. Well, okay. So this was part of her plan if she passed away. Alrighty then. Job directory. Notes on completed jobs. Nope. Job directory. Pending and active jobs. Nope. What is Shadowlands BBS? Ah! Shadowland connection established successfully. Link strength 100%. Spoofing equals 1. Group info blah blah blah. Welcome to Shadowland. Post pay data for sale. That's the stuff we got out of the mansion. Whenever she hacked into the computer system there before she tried to hack into the vault. Attach data to escrow account. Data will be automatically sold to the highest bidder. Both parties will remain anonymous throughout transaction. Yes. Posting successful. Posting will remain active for 2 days. Killer in Seattle? Nice. That was Shadowrun Returns. Anyone else reading about this? City's got a Lone Star contract and they can't catch the guy. This Emerald City Ripper has been on a spree and so far no one has a clue. Pathetic. If something like that happened on my block, some vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Shows how good state payroll cops are. Who says it's a he? They don't have any leads. Ha! I'll be in Seattle next week. Forward any info you have about this Ripper, and I'll see about taking him out for a date with my Walther MA 2100. I'm sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for whoever blasts this goon. Pro shot. Interesting. Who is Blutz? I think that's the name. I'm still recovering the logs. This hot dodger just trashed my Lantrid hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed over his cartoons getting canceled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my disks and I'll be cleaning them up all day. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you're allowed to deck in this town. Step up your security. Write some white IC programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for a few hours next time he tries it. Just make sure your IC is quick. Heavy hitting IC is no good if it can't catch up with an intruder. A fact that I take advantage of on a regular basis. Always running, eh? The smiling bandit. Like clockwork. From Clockwork. Ha ha ha, so punny and punny. If you two are finished, I did have IC on the thing. Track the hole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking on my LAN and they left an unsecured jack point in the bathroom stall. Old as hell maintenance jack in a fuse box and my security ignored it. Mystery solved. There's a data jack board in the bathroom. Okay. Okay. Shadowland isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad to see you fixed your own problem. Only way you're going to learn. We'll go back. Team personnel files. We'll start with Amsel. Her image appears on screen. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. She pauses for a moment. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. The image winks back off screen. You find yourself staring at the menu. Dietrich. She winks on the screen. Dietrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power. A good man to have on your side in a fight. I tend to use Dietrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a front-line fighter like Iger or Glory. But when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment of his own. Can't think of much else to say about Dietrich. Just a good, reliable guy. She pauses for a moment. When she speaks again, you can hear a hint of guilt in her voice. He is getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner. I'm not sure how many years he has ahead of him in this game, but I'll be happy to run with him for as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. The image winks back off the screen. You find yourself staring at the menu. Is it going to say that every time? Do I have to? I'm not going to read it every time. Let's see what she says about Glory. She's back, yay. Glory, our damaged enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think I've really ever known her. Somehow, I doubt that anyone will. On an operational level, Glory's solid. That chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hand razors, and when her adrenal pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. Adrenal pump? I've seen the razors in action. Did I miss? Does she have something that... Okay, apparently she has an adrenal pump I need to look for next time. On top of all of that, Glory's a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine, yet another question mark, but she's patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skill with a medkit and Dietrich's magic, we haven't had much trouble with serious injuries, and in our line of work, that's a luxury. She pauses for a moment, then shrugs. That's really all that I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, spends most of her off time, staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before. Of course, something bad happened in her past. Deep down, I think she's still running from it, and I'm sure that her cyberware ties into it somehow. I don't know. Maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to think that she will. We'll see, I suppose. Return the menu. Iger. What to say about Iger? She's smart, she's strong, she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All of that military training has left her, how to say it, rigid, I suppose? Unlike the others, Iger isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists, maps, timetables. She wants a hierarchy, and she wants it formalized. I don't think that she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy this team. Glory and Dietrich wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know that I wouldn't, but she keeps on pushing all the same. She shakes her head. One of these days, this situation is going to come to a head. I just hope that it doesn't happen soon. And last but not least, we'll watch the one about me. Krieg, my secret weapon. I'm a secret weapon. Okay, explain. I've run enough with Krieg to know that he's trustworthy. Good in a fight too. But beyond all of that, It's good just to see him again. There aren't many people left from the old days, far too few, and Krieg, she smiles. Well, he was always the best of them. She takes a deep breath, shakes her head with a sigh. God, that was sappy. Mental note, re-record this before Krieg gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that he'll be on hand to fill my shoes. It's not what Iger would want, but it is what would be best for the team. Okay. That was kind of nice. That's all I need from here. And that is all the time I have for today. So, we're going to wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys next time on the next part of Shadowrun Dragonfall.
He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet. Blow rockin' Robin, 'cause we really gonna